the best driver of Formula One is a driver who knows inside out the machine of the car and the car itself. And in reality, Formula One drivers, they spend a lot of time understanding, feeling, and digging into the car itself because they know that they will have to use the car in its stance. That's why they dig in, they know bit and bite of everything, and then that is allowing them to drive the car in the best possible manner. As an agency, we run with 70-80% marching rate, which is not very common. So most agencies, they run with 25-30% marching rate. It was nothing more than borrowing the agile methodology of development and applying it into marketing, which by that time it was quite an illusion because it was very hard to run marketing in sprints because we didn't have AI back then. I started as a psychologist and then I studied computer science and then accounting and then an MBA. But all my life I was building products and marketing products. Actually, I was very much into MarTech. And I decided that I will put together all the know-how from user experience to, because of psychology, and then computer science and then numbers, and I will leverage all these things into building software. One of the things that we didn't have all these years was a community. And GrowthHackers all these years, they were building just a community. They ended up with 140,000 people of founders, marketeers, freelancers. At that point, everybody was saying, we need to build a digital business because otherwise we will not survive. My ranking dropped after the new Google updates on algorithm, why that happened and what can I do to resolve the situation. And then the system is using our tools through the MCP client and MCP server and is delivering the result. Amazon, they have a very clear growth recipe, and that growth recipe consists of 6 different pillars. For example, they have a pillar that it's the pillar who is deciding the vertical that they will get into, right? So they started with books, they moved into gadgets, they moved into groceries, then in cars, real estate, whatever they will do next. And then there is all for this pillar, there is only one KPI or KR, that's the key result, that they are going after. This is something that they call a North Star metric. How is it possible that we didn't discover this kind of stuff before? Because for many years we were using APIs, right? So we had APIs, and these APIs we were doing stuff, and then we were using a lot of APIs, and companies, they had a lot of tools and they were giving a separate API for each one of them. And then what MCP is nothing more than all these APIs together, orchestrated by AI, deciding what is the correct API to call based on what the user is asking in natural language process. And when you see these simple reality, then you realize why that didn't exist before. But now I realize we democratize SEO, we democratize paid ads, we democratize content creation, we democratize everything because we bring tools to simple people using simple interfaces to do complicated things. The more I see, the more I realize that marketing in general is changing a lot, and we are in process of building one-person agencies where that one person will be able to do a ton of stuff so that they couldn't do before.